Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're digging into your source materials on Philippians 4, verses 6 and 7. Our goal, to really unpack this, not just as nice words, but as a practical guide, both spiritual and psychological, for tackling anxiety. And the first thing that hits you is the context, right? Paul, the author, he's writing this famously joyful letter while he's literally in prison, probably Rome, shackled.
Yeah, it's pretty staggering. If anyone had a reason to be anxious, you'd think it was him.
Exactly. So it proves the peace he's describing is totally separate from, having good circumstances. It works despite the chains.
That's the foundation. And the command itself, do not be anxious about anything. It isn't just advice. It's based on this core truth. The Lord is at hand.
Meaning he's right there, involved, not distant.
Precisely. Actively present in the middle of whatever you're facing. It suggests that when fear hits, what you really need isn't just a technique, but a person, a protector. That presence changes everything.
Okay, let's define anxiety like the sources do. It uses the Greek term merimnao.
Right, merimnao. It means, essentially, to have your mind pulled apart, scattered in different directions.
Like being mentally fragmented.
Exactly. And spiritually, it acts like a diagnostic tool. It signals that you're defaulting to your own limited strength, basically acting like you don't trust God is in control.
So it reveals where your trust actually lies in that moment.
And the response isn't just stop worrying. It's an active strategy. You replace the passive worry with intentional spiritual actions.
Actions, okay. So you do something with the anxiety.
Yes. It's a three-step process, really, channeling that anxious energy. First is general prayer, Proseuche, just that overall connection with God.
Standard communion.
Right. But then comes Petition, Deesis. This is key. It's the discipline of taking those big, vague fears.
What ifs?
Yeah, that overwhelming dread, and forcing yourself to articulate them. Make them specific requests. It moves from panic to focused communication.
Okay, specific requests. But the third part is thanksgiving, Eucharistia. How does that work if you're feeling terrified? Why is that the hinge, as the sources call it?
Because it's presented as a choice, often before the feeling comes. See, anxiety lives in the future, in the potential negative what-ifs.
Right, catastrophizing.
Thanksgiving deliberately pivots your focus. It makes you look at what is still true about God's faithfulness, his past actions, his character right now.
So you're choosing to focus on God's track record, not the current fear.
Exactly. It redirects the mental energy. That choice is what starts to turn anxiety into peace. It's crucial.
Which brings us to the result. The peace of God, which transcends all understanding. That phrase, transcends understanding, that's powerful.
It is. It means this peace isn't logical in worldly terms. It doesn't depend on the problem being solved neatly.
So you can have this peace even while the storm is still raging outside.
That's the promise. It comes through surrender of the problem to God, not necessarily through the problem's removal. It's totally different from worldly peace, which, evaporates when things get tough.
And this peace isn't just passive, right? The source uses a military term for guard.
Yes, for real. It literally means to set up a defensive garrison, like soldiers protecting a city.
Wow, okay. Like a security detail for your inner world.
Exactly that. This peace actively guards two specific things: your heart, your emotions, your will, and your mind, your thoughts, your reasoning.
It protects the command centers.
It shields them from being overrun by fear and doubt.
And here's where it gets really practical, connecting to, even psychology. The sources suggest this practice actually changes how your brain works.
Absolutely. Consistently choosing petition and thanksgiving isn't just wishful thinking. It literally helps rewire neural pathways.
How so?
Well, engaging in this kind of focused prayer and gratitude tends to activate the prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain involved in reasoning and calming down impulses. And it can actually lower cortisol levels.
A main stress hormone.
Right. So the spiritual instruction to renew your mind lines up with developing actual mental and even physiological resilience.
So the practice itself builds the capacity for peace.
Yes. And the final takeaway for application is this: stress itself becomes the trigger, that initial jolt of anxiety. The sources say use that feeling as an immediate cue.
Don't let it spiral.
Right. Stop the worry cycle right there and engage this strategy prayer, specific petition, thanksgiving. Each time you do it, you're reinforcing faith instead of fear.
Okay, so here's a final thought to leave you with. What if getting that supernatural peace before the problem is solved actually builds your trust in God more deeply than if he just fixed everything instantly? Could a delay in the answer actually be God's way of accelerating your spiritual growth? Something to think about. Where does your dependence really lie day to day?
on your own resources, or on finding fresh grace in each moment.